Hello you lovely people, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be joined by one of my children, or should I say my grown-ass child, Callum, because we're going to be doing a generation gap video. This is about smartphones. Yeah, as you know guys, if you've been watching my channel for a while, I have a vast collection of old smartphones as well as all the video game stuff that I do. So yeah, I wanted to take a look at some unusual smartphones from the past, and what I mean by that guys is a bit like this one that you all know, the Nokia N-Gage, the original Nokia N-Gage, the one that you had to practically dismantle the whole bloody phone to even change a game. Yeah, that was a hybrid from Nokia, hybrid of a handheld game system and a smartphone running Symbian, and then of course its little brother. Yeah, the second version, which is the QD, the Nokia N-Gage QD, which lost a lot of features, unfortunately, like the MP3 player, the radio and all that, but did make it a lot easier to swap the games because you could just put them in here. But again, it's a hybrid of a handheld and a smartphone with Symbian. So yeah, that is what I'm talking about guys, more unusual vintage smartphones. So what we're going to do is, first of all, I'm going to take a look at the phone and show you it. Then I'm going to ask Callum's opinion, aren't I, Callum?
Yeah.
Yep. About what he thinks of it being from a younger generation. Now he does kind of remember these phones, so he's not as young as say Josh, but he can have an opinion on it. So right, shall we start guys with this one here. Very boring looking phone, the Nokia 9300i. Now look at this phone guys, this looks like it's ancient. It does have a tiny little colour screen, but it does look a bit 3300 type thing. Yeah, it does look very old, but you can see it's got the full keypad on the front, directional, all of that. Now it is called a communicator, and there's a reason for that, because this is a wolf in sheep's clothing, because you can tell by the big bloody hinges. Yeah, this isn't quite what you would think at all, because hidden inside of this baby, of course, is this. Now that looks impressive, doesn't it? Even with what is picking up on my viewfinder here, a washed out screen, but I can assure you it is not. It is very clear indeed. But you can see, yeah, you've got your little nub in here for moving things about. Then you got the full keyboard experience, because this was in their executive line. In other words, a business phone, although you could use it quite happily as a normal phone. And it is a thing of beauty, that is for sure. Again, it's Symbian based, and feature pack 2. And it is absolutely wonderful, especially for playing games. Although this screen, it does make it difficult for quite a few of them. But what a thing of beauty this is. It truly is. We'll just go into something random here to show you. Oh, and the screen didn't like that. But there you go, you can see here. Yeah, it's one of your time, around the world kind of apps, and yeah, very interesting indeed. And to exit that, you would just press these keys here. But this is the interesting thing about this one. The keys there, then you've got the full keyboard and directional as well. And then when you turn it around, when it's open, it looks like that. Very weird indeed, doesn't it? So yeah, Callum, what do you think of this baby?
I think during the time it would have been very useful for a lot of, like you said, business.
Yep.
Because of the ease of access with typing and so on. Because a lot of phones back then you had to double click.
Yeah, that's it.
This one was just all keys.
Yeah, that's it. Hasn't got a touchscreen unfortunately on this one. Later models did. But like Callum said, for a business phone it was ideal, because obviously it had all the, the bells and whistles of a business phone. You could do your emails and all that. So yeah, but then it was a multimedia beast for the time, for gaming, video, all that music. You had an MP3 player on here. Yeah, it was a very nice indeed to have all that. So would you have liked one of these back in the day, Callum?
Yeah,
certainly more unusual, isn't
It
it?
would look very unique on you.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. I mean, it would have been great, wouldn't it, to go up to somebody and go, have you seen my phone? It's got a tiny little screen on it. And then go, ha ha, not really. That would have been so cool. Sitting down the pub and you pull out your donkey of a phone.
Everyone else is like checking their emails, whereas you can just put out a big screen and check it quicker.
That's it, yep.
Reply quickly.
Yeah, and then you have that thing to show them. How impressive would that have been back in 2003? Very impressive indeed. So yeah, that is the first one, guys. What a thing of beauty. And, like I said, unusual, isn't it? Yes, it is.
The Nokia 9300. Laptops are so 2004.
Da-da-da, here we go, guys. Here's the next one. It is the Sony Ericsson P900. Now, this is a very, very interesting one indeed. I mean, it's only half restored. When I got this, it had no battery cover, nothing on the back, and I have now replaced that with a nice swanky new one there. So yeah, it's only halfway through, so as you can see, the screen has still got lots of marks on it and what have you, which will all be dealt with during the restoration, but it is fully working, and it is again a very unusual but cool phone. So let's turn this one on before I actually give you a little tour. And you can see it booting up there. There we go, with the Sony Ericsson logo. So yeah, here guys, you got like a volume wheel, you got your on and off there obviously, and then over here you got a micro SD slot. Obviously the cover's missing there, which is a bloody shame, and I'm having a bit of a time trying to track one of them down. Then you got your camera button and all the usual other bits and bobs as well on top. Not much, but you do have this, which is a bit of a giveaway with this one. It is of course a stylus pen. So why would you have a stylus pen on a phone like this? I mean, it's got a full keyboard. Well, that is because you can go like that. Yeah, and then it becomes a full touchscreen, which is pretty damn cool. So we'll wait for him to boot up. There we go. Just do that. Come on, you bugger, go away. There we go. So now we're into the actual menu there, but you shut it up and it goes to the shortcut. He says, oh right, it's still asking me for disk stuff. All right, you're not going to do it. There we go, that's better. There we are. Now it's gone to calculator. But you can see, pretty damn cool what it can do. Let's go back up here. There we go. Then shut it. And there's your shortcuts. How bloody cool is that? And you can take this off and just use it as a normal touchscreen. It is resistive, not captive. And go around, take a look here, headphone jack. The back here looks pretty damn cool with that only a VGA. But at least it had a camera back then. That was already unusual. And of course the usual Sony bloody priority charger, which I also had to get, that didn't come included, but I now have one. Yeah, there we go. Very cool looking thing. So again, pull that down to go into full, put it back up again, and there we are. And then it is like a full PDA, guys. Very much like the Sony line of PDAs that were around at the time, which obviously I have featured on my channel in the past. Very expensive, exclusive PDAs that they produced back in the day. So yeah, that makes it more like that, of course. So Callum, over to you and your opinion. What about this one?
I think that one's actually pretty good. During the time as well, it would be very deceiving for a lot of people.
Yeah,
especially
again,
in meetings as well. They wouldn't be expecting you to be typing.
Yeah.
Because you can just flip it.
Yeah, flip it.
And use a stylus.
Stylus, yeah.
Which back then was quite rare to find, really.
Yeah, that's it. Except for business phones, you didn't really find it at all, did you? I mean, of course, this one is, again, it's a Symbian phone. Didn't look like it, did it? But it is. It's a Symbian phone. And that is why this isn't necessarily called a PDA, because obviously they're usually Windows-based or Palm. But it is exactly the same, guys. You can do all the same functions that you would on any other PDA and still have this quality device as a phone as well. Bit thick in the pocket, but, you know, not as thick as the next one that's coming up. Well, actually, he's probably a bit slimmer, but he's certainly not as big as the last one. But you'll find that out in just a sec. But here you can see it's bringing up the time there. Let's flick it down again, back into the menu, which, like I said, doesn't look like the usual Symbian thing, but of course it is a Symbian phone. So you can put all your Java games on and all that onto this baby. So yeah, what a fantastic thing. Had Bluetooth already at the time as well, and we're talking again, you know, early 2000s, guys, 2004 this one. And yeah, how wonderful to have this. Now, when you're buying one of these today, you've got to watch out, because very often this part isn't working. But don't worry, because you just undo this bit here, take it off, and then you can replace it with a new one. And there's plenty of them around on places like eBay, and even AliExpress and what have you do have copies of it, shall we say. Not the original, but it works. So yeah, what a fantastic phone. But that brings me on to the last one, and it's probably the beast of them all. I think I've hinted that already, but here we go with the last one.
Ericsson Mobile Organizer. Wireless access to emails anywhere, anytime. Users can send mails with attachments, meeting requests, and more from the mobile. All actions are reflected immediately on the sender's PC or laptop. Receivers get the mail immediately, also on the PC or the mobile. All correspondence is encrypted, and the receiver can choose whether or not to download the attachment. Ericsson Mobile Organizer connects to Microsoft Exchange and Lotus Domino. Simple. Easy. Ericsson Mobile Organizer.
Right, and here it is, the last one, guys, and it's a beast, I can assure you of that. You can see the tiny little screen that this has got on it. I mean, it's literally just that little bit there. How ridiculous, eh? But it's made out of solid metal, guys, solid alloy. And yeah, it might be huge and all that, but yeah, you know there's a surprise coming, so it's not as simple, is it, as just having that tiny little screen. There you got all your ports there that you could possibly ever want. Nice, big, fat speakers on this one. Yeah, it is just a thing of beauty, it really is. Stylus pen is missing on this one, unfortunately. Trying to track one down at the moment. There's your on and off and all that. Camera and all that gubbins. And then down the bottom there, oh, turn it around the right way helps. There is your camera. You can see it's a 3 megapixel camera, which was quite impressive for the time. Because again, we're talking about 2005, 2006. But yeah, this was a fantastic device at the time. And there you go, the reset and all that. Nothing there. Just an absolutely gorgeous looking thing. But I'll tell you what, it gets more gorgeous because here we go. Yeah, there we are. Look, I tricked you all again, didn't I? Yeah, but I'm sure I didn't, because you're not that stupid, are you? But yeah, this is a keypad. There we go. Wicked. And then this is magnetic, and it literally just snaps on like that. And it's supposed to bring the screen back up, but I think I knocked it down. Let's have a look. Did I knock it down or what? Where have you gone, you little bugger? I think I did. Where are you? No, I'm going wrong. Oh, bye, mate. There we go. There we go. It's back up now, guys. Sorry about that. But yeah, you snap it on, and then you have what is basically like a laptop. Let's pull that out a bit so you can see it a bit better, he says. Come on, you. So yeah, there we are, guys. How cool is that? I mean, it is absolutely wicked. You have this little beauty here, which is now basically like a laptop, but of course is a very huge phone at the same time. Now, can you imagine carrying that around in your pocket, Callum? You know, it's made out of solid metal. Again, the casing of it, you know, the keypad obviously isn't metal. Underneath, I think it's plastic as well, but the whole of the actual phone itself is metal. You'd have to have the biggest pockets in the world, wouldn't you?
Be weighing your shorts down.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. I mean, even if, you know, combat's on, it's going to be pulling your pants down in the middle of the high street. But yeah, this again, guys, has a little nubbin up here. So it's absolutely, again, perfect for things like gaming. You've got a little nubbin, and then you can, of course, use the buttons here as well for directional and whatever if you wanted to. So absolutely beautiful. Now, this is a Windows phone, of course. This is a Windows Mobile. Older version of Windows Mobile. But you can also run Java games on it. So it's using a special app that's built into it, and then you can run Java games. So you'd have all your Tetrises and your Super Collapse and all those kind of puzzle games running on this thing beautifully. And it's got a perfect ratio for the screen to do that. So, Callum, what do you think of this one?
I think it's extremely good because of the ease of access as well. It's kind of like with like PS Vitas as well.
Yeah.
You just put it in front of you and play your games.
Yeah, that's it.
If you've got a long wait for a train, you can just put it out on your lap.
Yeah, put it out on your lap. And it is probably, out of all of them, it's the most laptop-y like, isn't it? Obviously, it's great where you can detach the keyboard and use it as a screen protector. I think that was a very novel idea. And then you've still got your shortcuts screen that's left behind. But yeah, I think out of the three, is this your favourite, do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it really does appeal even now. It's only because our phones can do everything these days. But aren't they freaking boring compared to something like this back then? All we've got now are these black slates, yeah? There is no difference in them at all. They all look the bloody same. A black slate that is boring. The days of all the bits and bobs in the box are gone. The days of all the novelty shit that comes with it is gone. Because they're all the bloody same uniformal black slates. And believe me, I do still love modern phones. But we've lost that period, guys, of the massive excitement of opening up your new phone box. It was absolutely fantastic to do that, you know, to actually be able to open something up and get excited about it because of all the bits and bobs that came with it. I mean, you're lucky to get a bloody charger block these days. And, you know, even though modern phones are pretty durable, I think you'll find you drop one of these swines, it'll survive better than your top-of-the-range Androids or Apple. Undoubtedly, in my opinion, because they were made out of this sturdy material that could be fixed. I mean, even the top phone shops have trouble with some of the jobs on modern phones to fix them because they're non-serviceable parts in there, whereas these were serviceable all the way. So yeah, let's put all of them back on the table and I'll give you my final thoughts on this matter.
HTC technology brings you the revolutionary new wonder from across the galaxy, the X7500 Advantage.
Oh, honey, it's the latest HTC commercial.
Redefine your world with this landmark in HTC design. 5-inch VGA screen, full presentation capabilities, GPS enabled, 8GB hard drive, Windows Mobile 5 and 3-megapixel camera. Advantage, HTC.
We'll take both.
Right, so here are all three again. Now, which one is your favourite? Obviously, Callum has picked the HTC because it is a bigger beauty and it's big and it's bold and it's like a laptop. But which one did you like the best? Have you had one in the past? Or are you thinking of getting one now? Because the only trouble with phones like this these days is, they don't want to connect by Bluetooth to a modern device because the easiest way to port anything over to these devices is through Bluetooth normally. You could send your Java games over from a modern phone and all that. And if they're compatible, even with a modern phone, it can still work. But I've found that these three have a bit of trouble with that. They have a bit of trouble actually being compatible. In fact, the best one for that is this one. Is the Nokia. He is the best one for compatibility for Bluetooth, so I never have any problems throwing over some music, video, or games to that one. Whereas these two, it's a bit of a workaround. You can do it, but modern phones don't always pick them up, unfortunately, but it does pick this one up. So that's a bit odd, isn't it? Because out of the three, this one's actually the oldest, but there you go. That's Nokia for you, isn't it? They're always forward thinking, weren't they? So yeah, which is your favourite? Like I say, Callum still think that's the best one? Yep, Callum still thinks that one's the best one. For me, I'm a bit on the fence, guys, because I love them all. I'm greedy. I can't pick between them. This one I absolutely adore, for all the reasons Callum stated. Fantastic. But then I love this one as well. Absolutely awesome. That you've got, you know, a little bit smaller to fit in your pocket. And then this one is fantastic just because it's a Sony Ericsson that does this. You know, and there were later models, obviously, you know, where you could do that as well. And, but yeah, I can't pick between them. So it's over to you. Which one do you like the look of the best? And with that, I think me and Callum are going to say goodbye. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.